Well, let's take you to Cape Town, where schools only reopen next week. In December, over 3,600 pupils had not been placed yet. And SADTU, the teacher union, is warning that the Western Cape parents are in for a rude awakening. eNCA reporter Ronald Masinda is looking into this and joins us now for an update. So the coastal provinces, Ronald, only reopening schools next week, but we've seen what's happened with the inland provinces, particularly Gauteng, which is a metropolitan province similar to the Western Cape. What is the expectation from SADTU around what will happen next week when schools reopen?
All right, Tulas, before I answer that question, I just want to take the viewers back to a conversation that we had previously at a school that we visited, Beacon Hill High School. We spoke to the acting principal, and I'm just going to go off the actual statement a bit and talk to you about the problems that are faced at that particular school. Now, early last year, a young man by the name of Tamir Mitchell, he was 13, he was gunned down near his house in Mitchell's Plain. And the following day, Tamir Mitchell used to attend Beacon Hill High School. The following day, the principal was telling us that there were actually parents of other learners looking for placement, saying that, you know, now that Tamir is no more, they want their own children to take his place at the school. And if this doesn't speak of the crisis some schools are faced with here in the Western Cape, I really don't know what is. But where we are at the moment, these are parents, these are people looking for placement for their own children. We are in Sonwabo Primary School, Tulas, and many people have been here. The school is closed, and many people just want placement for their children. We are going to speak to Miss Patience Nokria. Thank you so much, Mama. Ngexesha lakho ngasixelela i-challenges up.
Unyaka uphelileyo July ndiye ndeza apha ndifunela umzukulwane wam isikolo ezaqala ugrade R. Ndafika nyani kwathiwa mandihambe ndiyocertifya i-birth yakhe ne-clinic card yakhe, ndenze njalo. When I came back ndixelelwe uba kugcwele esikolweni. So I failed to understand because ndihlala just in front of isikolo, abebengena bebesifumana isikolo. Ndaphinda ndabuya, xa ndiphinde ndibuya ndijikiswe egeyithini, ilady ehlala egeyithini egcina igeythi lathi mama kugcwele. Ndabuza njani wathi kugcwele, ndagoduka. Umakazi womntwana wam uye waya kwa-education wanikwa isikolo because sikufitshane kunaye, kwathiwa isonwabo ikufitshane nawe, wathi ewe. Wabe yena ehlale 3A mna ndihlale 71 just in front of isikolo, not even 3 minutes walk esikolweni. Nyani xa ndiphinde waya wasifumana lo ebekwa education. Kusithiwa kwa-education ikhona indawo, angeza nabanye abantu. Nyani ndeza ndafika kwathiwa kugcwele, andasifumana. Kuba ke ngondinabhala istori sam into yobana kuba sasinengxaki noprincipal walapha, inoba iye andichaphazela kuloo nto leyo, because last year principal walapha uye akaqhuba kakuhle nabahlali. Saphakama singabahlali noceba silungisa ukuhlala. Nyani u-education ude wayibona lately ukuthi sikhalazela into eyiyo. Uye weza education ngokwakhe waenda apha esithi yakucela khululeka because i-behavior yakho it's not so nice nabahlali. So inoba ke mna ke ndichaphazela kuloo nto leyo, andisifumani isikolo. Nanku umntanam uphambi kwam ehlala phambi kwesikolo ezawuqalisa esikolweni. Bendithanda ukuthi afunde apha phambi kwesikolo. iWest xa kuqhekezwa apha side sibe ngamangqina epolice station kuba sincedisana nesikolo sethu ekuthiwa masisigade. Namhlanje asifumani indawo.
Uvalelisa ulahlile time? So ulahlile time awunyana wakho bafumana isikolo?
Andikwazi uyilahla ithemba because umntanam xa enakude makafunde apha phambi kwam. Umntana bam bobathathu bafunda apha, isengufinye akaziya kude uzawufunda apha.
Uyafuna uthetha nathi? Ufuna uthetha ufuna uba yintoni xa ugqiba isikolo? Okay, he's very shy there. Okay, Tulas, a very shy young man, but his mother just saying that he was here, she was here to apply for her child to start grade R, and this application process started around July last year, and she's exhausted all avenues. I mean, there were instances where they were turned back at this particular school. She lives just down the road, so for her this school was convenient for a child as it is walking distance, as opposed to a child going to other schools where she will struggle to find a transport or even afford transport here in Gugulethu. But she also made mention of the issues they had with the previous principal, where the principal we've been told was dismissed for a number of violations, including also offering jobs to people that he allegedly knew. So there have been several issues at this particular school, but also a number of other schools across the province.
Yeah, tensions, between parents and school management that really should have nothing to do with the ability of the young ones to access schooling opportunities. Ronald, very quickly then, please wrap for us what the position is from SADTU. They are warning that, parents in the Western Cape are in for a rude awakening in as far as availability of classroom space is concerned. What's that about?
So the conversation that I also had with SADTU earlier on, they were saying that they received a report at around late last year where around 32,000 parents had applied late for the admission of their children at Western Cape Education Department schools. There are around 1,500 WCET schools in the province. Now, SADTU is saying that for many years this has been an issue that has not been addressed. Many people have been turned away. Thousands of learners have not been going to school for several years, and sometimes learners will go to school only in the second term of the school year, meaning that they will miss a lot of the school year. So SADTU saying that they are calling on national government to intervene because they feel that their calls have fallen on deaf ears and that the WCET has not done enough to address this issue. We do know that the WCET has also made mention of the migration of many parents and learners, especially here in the Western Cape, where you'll find that in areas such as Mfuleni and Khayelitsha, worst affected areas in terms of student placement, many people are from the Eastern Cape. So there's a tendency there, it seems, that parents apply too late for their children to study. So these are the conversations that we'll also be having with the WCET. We'll all speak to them at around 1 o'clock this afternoon to hear more.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. That's eNCA's Ronald Masinda out in Gugulethu in Cape Town.